So there's something that happened this morning that definitely turned a few heads, raised a few questions when it came to ADA. But people need to understand that this really isn't a big deal. These things happen from time to time. And frankly, it's not going to do much in affecting ADA at all. And now at the same time, there's something that we haven't paid close enough attention to. It's been a complete 180 from what we saw just a month ago. And this is something that needs to be monitored very closely because this can affect ADA price one way or the other. I appreciate you guys as always. If you guys haven't, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below, hit that bell. It's free to do. It'll keep you updated anytime there's new content live here on the channel. Make sure you hit that like button as well if you guys are enjoying the content we're making here. Now, this post was made by the Cardano Foundation this morning on Twitter. And what it said was, we regret to inform you, the community, that we have been served with a lawsuit by the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission on December 8th, 2024. In light of this unexpected legal action, we have made the difficult decision to immediately cease all support towards ADA token to ensure compliance with regulatory requirements. We understand the impact this may have on our valued community members and stakeholders, and we assure you that we are committed to providing support during this transition. We will be sharing further details regarding the next steps and how we plan to assist all holders of ADA in the coming days. Thank you for your understanding and support during this time. So the Cardano Foundation Twitter was hacked. It was pretty easy to figure out for a couple reasons. So first of all, these crypto entities that have been charged by the SEC during these last few market cycles, what happens is they will usually get a Wells notice up front. And a Wells notice is basically a warning that there will be enforcement action coming. And typically somewhere in the 3 to 9 months following that, they will end up getting an actual lawsuit. The Cardano Foundation has never gotten a Wells notice, nor will they really ever get one, especially with this pro-crypto administration that we have coming in. In fact, we're kind of in this weird lull time right now where we may not see or hear too much from the SEC in general. Now, obviously, that's not a guarantee. And like it says in this article, X account hacks are too common. These things happen all the time. We've seen other big pro-crypto entities that have had this exact same thing happen before. Now, that being said, I'm not sure whether it made an impact in price today. Price has been pretty quiet across the board, not much movement. Again, another low volume day. This is really not a surprise at all. And what I have to say is that, ADA in general has done some pretty exceptional things. And the big shift that I've noticed is when we look at ADA price, we're in a very different zip code than we were at just a month ago. And yes, I know from a price standpoint, we're about 4x higher. ADA is one of the best performing assets in the top 100 over the last 90 days. In fact, I think it's still in the top 20. I think it's like 18th or something like that. I didn't count here, but it's done exceptionally well. We all know that. And when we look at what was different in terms of ADA at this time, there was a lot of people betting against ADA. There was a lot of people pushing ADA price down and shorting price and just keeping it suppressed and suppressed and suppressed, just trying to beat it down as much as they could. Hopefully that hits home, right? And now we're seeing actually the opposite thing take place. So for example, we have actually seen this major long short imbalance. So there's a lot of people that are betting on leverage with ADA than against ADA. In fact, for example, on something like Binance, it's almost a 4-to-1 ratio. So there are so many people that are so incredibly bullish on ADA right now. And we're seeing the same thing amongst many of these US-based cryptos that have gone on these significant runs over the last month. XRP, XLM, HBAR, Algo, they're all witnessing this similar excitement. So why I'm talking about this is what this means is possibly two things. We're definitely experiencing a cool down across the crypto market right now. It's not surprising on the weekend in general. Again, it's low volume days, blah, 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 whatever, right? But we're not witnessing these same rip roaring ones that we have in the weeks prior. For example, look at the last week in terms of ADA, pretty quiet. I saw people complaining, how long are we going to chop at like $1.20? Well, right now, there is a cool down that's happening across the crypto market. It's not surprising. Most assets that are, now a $40 billion asset, they don't run that fast. It typically does not happen. Now, I'm not saying that we're not going to be able to move to the upside or we're not going to have fast runs ahead, because I think this run that we get that pushes us into March will be a significant one. I think it's the one that takes us to a new all-time high. It wouldn't surprise me if we hit a new all-time high sometime in the early part of the new year. This isn't a guarantee. This isn't financial advice or anything like that. But what we need to pay attention to is that with this long short imbalance, one of two things can happen. you can either see market makers try to push price down and liquidate a lot of these long positions, which in fact, we've seen some liquidations happen over the last 24 hours. For example, $1.03 million worth of long positions liquidated versus $224,000 worth of short positions liquidated. So we have gotten into some of these long liquidations. So there is that obviously risk, right? Now, obviously, you guys know I have some long positions open. My 801 is down about 15% right now. I have closed my big long ones I've had on Margex, so I did take all the profit on that. There's no way to migrate the contract from one platform to the other. I would love to have kept those open, but that's okay. We'll start fresh. Again, if you guys want to check out BTCC, there's tons of benefits available to you guys. You can trade up to 500x leverage. There's no KYC. It's available to US customers. You can earn up to $10,000 in deposit and trading bonuses. And in fact, they have a 10% deposit bonus on all deposits for your first time above $500. So some pretty exciting stuff if you guys do want to use that. Now, the other thing that can happen with this long leverage is if people continue to just buy and buy and buy and buy and buy, you can get this push through the top. Right now, ADA, like we've talked about many times, it just continues to bang its head. It just continues to bang its head on the ceiling time and time again. I want to remind people, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, been kind of quiet since then, little baby taps on Saturday, and now Sunday, we've tested the bottom of this trend, but we're getting a nice throwback from the bottom here. And we may have another push to try to bang our head on this as people continue to open up long interest, as people continue to accumulate while we're in this lull in the market. All right. So what I will say is that we as ADA can still drop and be bullish. All right. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen. As you guys know, I'm bullish in general, but we could drop out of structure to $1.16, be fine. We could theoretically go all the way down to about $1.04, down to our 20-day moving average, and still be on the bullish side of things, still be in an uptrend. But if this buying pressure continues, you'll probably see ADA and many other assets get breakouts in the very short term. Now, that being said, we may see a shift towards a normal cycle. And what I mean by that is you'll probably see assets throughout the space go on runs, not just these US-based cryptos, meaning that ADA and some other assets that we talked about may not explode at the same rate that they were. They're probably still going to be explosive, but just not at the same rate. Now, also on the opposite side, we're seeing a big push for crypto adoption. For example, Microsoft shareholders to make Bitcoin investment decision on December 10th. Amazon shareholders tell company to consider adding Bitcoin to its treasury. So everything's changing very, very quickly in the crypto market. And while right now we're in the lull basically between the election and the new administration coming in on January 20th, there's going to be a point where things pick back up. And we'll probably see ADA start to do incredibly well again. So I just wanted to share with you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Again, if you have not already, hit that subscribe button down below, hit that bell, show your support for the channel. This is all possible. We're seeing the growth that we are because of you guys. I appreciate you all from the bottom of my heart. And we have a lot of things to talk about in the coming weeks. So have a great day. Show your love below. Catch you guys in the next one. Take care.